and welcome to our YouTube channel,
Our names are DJ Boom and
TV Crash,
together we are
TV Boom. And this week we will talk about
School of Rock.
the film came out when
2003. It was about a rock star who was in a band. He gets kicked out of the band and then he works at a school.
Well, actually, he's not supposed to work at the school, but he lives with these two people. And yeah, the other person that lives in his house was supposed to be the teacher, but he wasn't there, so he applied for being the teacher.
The director was Richard Linklater and the screenplay was by Mike White, and he was also in the film and he played Ned Schneebly. That was Jack Black
as Dewey Finn. He
Yeah.
was the guy living in the apartment
with
and
Ned Schneebly. Yeah,
and he was the guy who got kicked out of the band.
he's in the new Jumanji films and in the house with a clock on its wall, what we watched, and
He was in loads more films.
yeah. And Jack Black is in a band.
What are they called again? Tenacious D?
Yeah, they were called Tenacious D. Then there was Sarah Silverman as Patty DeMarco, and that's the girlfriend of Ned Schneebly.
She's horrible. She hates Dewey Finn and calls the cops on him because she finds out that Dewey Finn is
Not the teacher.
not the real teacher.
Yeah.
What would you do if you had such an awful girlfriend? Would you break up with her or would you still love her?
I would break up. Well, Sarah Silverman did the voice for Penelope in Wreck-It Ralph.
So then there was Joanne Cusack as Rosalie Mullins. She's the principal of the school, and she also is Justice Strauss in a series of unfortunate events. It's a Netflix series, and you should watch it. It's a really nice series. No,
And-
not nice. It's horrible. But yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. And she did the voice for Jessie in Toy Story. I can't believe that she did the voice because in that film she sounds very different than Jessie in Toy Story. Then there was Miranda Cosgrove, and she was Summer in this film. She was a student in the class that Mr. Schneebly,
Mr. S.
yeah, Mr. S would teach. And she did the voice for Margot in the Despicable Me film. And this was her first film.
So there were a few actors who were in this film and never appeared anywhere ever again. There was Joey Gaidos Jr. as Zach, and this was the only film he was ever in.
Then Robert Tsai as Lawrence, and this was also the only film he was ever in.
So then there was Kevin Alexander Clark as Freddy, and this was also the only film he was ever in.
The film cost $35 million, and it just made $81 million.
Wow,
I can't believe it.
How did it cost that much though? I mean, we reviewed Indiana Jones and yeah, that cost even less. And you know, Indiana Jones has so many special effects and explosions, and this has.
But you know, in this film they have a lot of instruments and they might have had to buy them.
I don't know. I don't think that that instruments cost more than like planes and special effects.
Yeah, but they also had a lot of people. Remember the scene at the Battle of the Bands? In the audience, there
Yeah.
were loads.
And you think they had to be paid for that?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe some people wanted to get paid and some people didn't want to, because, you know, I think I would even go there without having to get paid because it would be just fun to be seen in a film and to just watch people do a film.
Yeah. Okay. Did you notice? You know, in the film, Ned Schneebly and Dewey Finn live together.
Yes.
In real life, they are neighbors.
Wait, what?
And one, the actor of Ned Schneebly, is called Mike White, and Dewey Finn's actor is called Jack Black.
White and black.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, and there's one funny thing. Mike White came up with this idea when Jack Black was running naked through the halls or
And-
blasting so much the music that is in the movie at full volume. What an awful neighbor, though.
Yep, I do not want such a neighbor.
So, Mike White and Jack Black, they lived together and everything. Mike White was the writer, and he actually wanted this film to be a musical.
Oh, really? Weird.
It was later turned into a musical, by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and yeah, it was opened on Broadway in 2015.
Ah, okay. Soundtrack. What did you think of the soundtrack?
I think there were so many different songs that I didn't notice the soundtrack really.
Yeah, but the songs in there were pretty great.
Yeah, I liked it. What would you think if you had a teacher like Mr. S?
Oh my god, I would just freak out. What? Why that teacher? I mean, it's just he was in a band, yes. He can't teach, but it would be really cool to have a rock project. But what if no one out of your class can play music? Not even yourself.
I mean, what would you do if he would be rolling around on the floor and everything would
I
be?
would. Man,
What would you do with the film?
I would send it to everyone and make him to a monkey.
I would post him on every social media website.
You don't have every social media website. Actually, I would really appreciate to have him as a teacher, but I wouldn't learn anything. That's the problem. Except music and rock.
Wouldn't that be a good thing though?
Yeah, but if you want to have another job than being a rock star,
But I think they should learn something about rock because, they
don't you
were
learn that in music class?
on their posh school, they don't have time for that.
Yeah, so let's rate the film.
Yeah, what would you give it?
Electric guitars.
I mean, how many of electric guitars would you give it?
Well, I really like the film. I've watched it a few times and I still like it. It doesn't get boring. Just every time I think, oh, it's just so cool. And I really find cool that they used all that rock music and yeah. So what
Yeah.
do you think?
5.
Why?
It's a great film. I like the fact that those kids, they never had anything about rock music. They never had the slightest thing about rock
But
music.
then they
know everything about rock.
later on.
Yeah.
Just because of that great key. Yeah. But I would also give it 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I also like the fact that they put in Led Zeppelin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those bands, I mean, they could have just,
They are legends in rock.
yeah.
So 5.
Yeah, 5 it is then. Dewey Finn, he's a bit chubby, yeah?
Yeah.
You know who else has got a weight problem?
Who?
Me. But when I get up there and start doing my thing, people worship me because I'm sexy and chubby, man.
Why don't you go on a diet?
Because I like to eat. Is that such a crime?
Yup.
What? We're gonna do a summer holiday first. So don't expect us to make videos for the next
3 weeks we're not gonna make any videos.
Yeah, just to tell you so you don't unsubscribe us.
Yeah.
So we're not doing it.
Because we need summer holidays like nearly everyone does. And
We need them now.
we don't need them now, but this is our last video.
For the summer holidays.
Yeah. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up.
If you want to give us some suggestions on films we can review, feel free to comment below.
We plan to review a film every week, so subscribe to our channel.
Bye!